Okay, Danny Flynn, Director of Hockey Operations, take us through the exciting Euro draft, even though you had pick 39.
Well, we started off by moving up to 37 because we knew two teams would pass, so it got us a little bit closer. But we worked hard for 4 or 5 months to try and make a good, strong list and hope that someone would fall through it at 37. And the player that we identified as probably our number one prospect, Vladimir Katchev, was a player that in talking with the agent, doing our homework, was absolutely going to stay back in Russia and sign a KHL contract. So we worked hard on him for steadily over the months. Ivan Barbashev was his line mate at the under-18, and Barbs did his part. But when it came down to the stretch run, he was going to stay and play in Russia. So we were coming down to our pick. We had our selection ready to go, had the player's name in the computer. And literally, 5 seconds before we pushed the button, the agent called and said that the player, he's convinced him to reconsider, that the agent wanted him in North America, and then indeed he would come. So had to take a timeout and change our pick, and we ended up with a real good player. We passed on a good player, but we think we got a very good player in Katchev.
How important is that with the rebuilding phase right now, and your top six has got some holes in it?
Yeah, well, no question this will be a younger team, and as we start to build a team, and we added an 18-year-old world-class player, proven chemistry with Ivan Barbashev. Barbs is such a good leader. He'll take this guy under his wing and take good care of him off the ice, and that's really important for their adjustment. But he's a Jordan Eberle type player. He's a smallish right winger with great hands, great hockey sense. Once he gets adjusted to North America, he'll be a dangerous and exciting player. And both those guys, have the potential to be in our lineup for 2 full seasons, and they should be first line guys by their time when their time is done.
That's an interesting component, because I remember when we had Carson's, because he was on the team and had experience in Moncton, he was part of the reason we were able to secure Bartulis, who was another very good player. So maybe just talk about the Barb's role in the whole thing.
Yeah, no question. Ivan was kind of acting on our behalf throughout the whole. I met with him a number of times all year just to get his evaluation of players, and because we see them at short-term events or talk to people in the NHL, and he knows the kids and the character, and he told us 2 or 3 guys that would fit in well with what we have here in Moncton, and Katchev was certainly one of those guys, and so we thought he was out of reach for the most part, but luckily we were able to put it together at the last minute. A little bit of the hockey gods smiled us on a bit in terms of our timing, but again, we were able to put it together, and he should be a very good addition to this team. Okay,
just looking forward a little bit. What's on the workload for Danny Flynn as the GM between now and training camp?
Yeah, well, we're 6 short weeks away for sure, and we've got some building work to do. We've got some things to do with regards to our education program. But from the hockey perspective, we've got some free agents that we're hoping to sign in the next little bit. We're hoping to sign a couple of our draft picks and have some announcements the next week or so. So the group that's coming to training camp is going to be a smart young group, and sprinkled in with some good veteran players, but it's a team that people have to enjoy the build and enjoy the process. We won 44 games last year. I think it was the second most in the league, and with a veteran team. This will be a younger team that there's going to be some patience required. I think that it might be a team that might surprise you if some things fall into place, but it's going to be a team that we hope to build over time that can be a good, sustainable team.
Personally, how are you enjoying the now that you've got sort of more of a single focus, and you're Moncton's Dave Nonis?
Well, now I'm sleeping 4 hours a night instead of 2. It was overwhelming, the 2 jobs, and it was 24/7, no question, and it takes its toll on you, no question. Now I have a job that is still probably 70 or 80 hours a week, but certainly something that I can manage a lot better. To be the coach and GM in this league, especially if you want to be active on the scouting side like I was, is an awful lot of work. So I'll be able to focus all my energies on one side of the operation, and hopefully we can bring some good, talented young players here to Moncton and make good decisions long term for the franchise.
Thanks, Dan.
Pleasure. Thank you.